Happy Wine Wednesday.
Happy Wine Wednesday. Here we are. Woohoo!
Woo!
Wednesday. We're finally here. Cheers, Mira Boucher. Canadian
Cheers.
wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, all of you guys across the country, welcome to another edition of Wine Wednesday. This week, we're talking 13th Street Winery. So, pretty good background here, Mira Boucher. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. We got excited, we got home and the sprinkler was on. This is our new place. And the kids immediately ripped their shoes off and ran through the sprinkler, even though it's April 6th, so it's a little chilly.
Yes,
But
still a beautiful 16 degrees, though.
is it really today?
Yeah. We hit 16 degrees, so God love the Okanagan Valley because I do. I love the weather. It's April 6th, 16 degrees. I love it.
Glorious. How's all the weather across the country as you guys are tuning in? Let us know. Is it still snowing where you are? Or is it starting to look more like summer like this? I would love to know that. Because we're having a pretty summery wine tonight. Hey, Carl Boucher?
Absolutely. We're having a vin gris of Gamay.
Yeah. Look at that color. It is a really cool color I've never seen in a rosé before.
Yeah, that is really cool. It's a vin gris of Gamay, made by 13th Street Winery. If you check on the bottle, because I think you've got the bottle, I believe that it's 2020. 2021. That's the brand new edition. I didn't know that. That's why. There you go. So that's the brand new vin gris of Gamay from 13th Street Winery. This is delicious. Melon, a lot of melon. You know what? Melon, strawberry, cranberry. This is like drinking a red wine, but cold. Like a light red wine cold. This is pretty cool. So I really enjoy that.
It's really cool. And what makes it a vin gris?
That's just the terminology because how it's made, it's the run juice. So the run juice is while you pile up all of the grapes together, the one underneath, the skin crack and the juice start getting going, right? So they collect all of the run juice, and because you get the color of your wine by skin contact, so the white juice like drilling through the Gamay grape to go into the bucket gets a little bit of color because he's touching the skin on his way down, and at the end they just press lightly, just a tiny bit, so like it's 60% of the run juice, a little bit of press, and you serve it chilled, so you have that, but there's a little grip, like there's a little tannin in there, so and there's a spice. There's a little bit of cinnamon in there at the end, but it's watermelon, it's strawberries, it's raspberries, and on the nose, there's a beautiful cherry nose that I really love. So
it is like that crisp cherry, like it's like cherry juice almost, like it's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I love it.
Love it too.
It's making me feel more and more like summer. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk tonight. We're going to talk about 13th Street Winery for most part of the show because I just tried to get my new setup going here to get comfortable. There you go. So 13th Street Winery. We were supposed to have JP here with us, but unfortunately, there's some pretty sad circumstances that JP cannot make it with us today. So all the best to JP and his family.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, hopefully everything is okay. But we're going to talk about his wines. We're going to talk about his winemaking style. We're going to talk about more of his skills than his winemaking style because he has a pretty classic winemaking style, but his skills, because this guy is, to my opinion, one of the top winemaker in the country. He makes some outstanding wines with many different great varietal. Like he makes Cap Franc like no one else. He makes Chardonnay like no one else because guess what? He's from Chardonnay country. So he's from Chablis in Burgundy in France. And one of the thing I would say he's one of the top 5 winemaker in Canada when it's time for bubbly. His sparkling wine, it's traditional method. He makes it champagne style, and it is out of this world. He makes the Grand Cuvée that we tasted, the Grand Cuvée for Christmas. I gave it a 93 point. He does a Gamay, a Blanc de Noir made with Gamay, was absolutely fantastic. He also makes a Blanc de Blanc, who is like zippy, acidic, like cutthroat acidity, laser focus, something absolutely outstanding. And my favorite of all, it's this one, the Première Cuvée. I fell in love with the 2014, and funny enough, Elia, the business development manager, or I don't know what's his title, but
the director of sales, I think. Yeah.
The director of sales. He said, Carl, wait a minute. I know you love the 2014, but wait until you taste the 15. And yeah, tasted the 15, and I'm like, holy moly, this is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, my favorite bubbly that I tasted this year. I gave it a 94 points. That has a very good chance to be on the top 10 list of my favorite wine for 2022. An astonishing good wine. Complexity. It's yeasty, but not too much. It's citrusy. It's green apple. There is the toasty aromas. That's that nice, crisp, bright Niagara acidity. There's everything I'm looking for. Really champagne style. So off the chart bubbly. The best part of that darn traditional method, the Première Cuvée, it's the price. Like, I put it in my tasting notes from the get-go. Like, I would have paid $65, $70, $75 for that wine, no questions asked. And this is $39.95. Tax in. Just absolutely love the quality of that wine. I can go around, blind taste all of my people around me with a champagne, a real champagne. And I believe that this will kick some ass big time. So, yeah.
Woo. I agree because I remember we were at the hotel in Vancouver at one point, and they didn't have Canadian bubblies. So we had to get one from Champagne, and that wasn't too long ago. So I still kind of remember these flavors and things, and I totally agree. Like the one we had, the Première Cuvée, right up there, if not better, only because we also had it with oysters, which are my absolute favorite.
Yeah. Well, we tried it first with some pretty decadent food, pretty late at night. I have also another funny story, but just to get back at what you said, I remember because I put the order, there was an order for you, because you were waiting for me at the hotel until I get back from my flight. So I asked the hotel at the JW Marriott in Vancouver, brand spanking new hotel, like something pretty kick-ass. And I had a cheese board and charcuterie platter for you. And yeah, I wanted to send down a bottle of bubbly. The only thing they had was obviously internet. They had some Prosecco. They tried to get me to buy a bottle of Prosecco. I was like, no, I'm not buying a bottle of Prosecco. I want some champagne. So anyhow, you end up to have a bottle of Moët Chandon. So okay. Good wine.
I don't pay attention to these things. I just apply the Mira scale. If y'all don't know what that is, that's for someone that only started drinking wine in the pandemic, myself. I just take a sip and then I go, do I like it or not? And if I like it, how many glasses would I drink in the ideal circumstances? And that was quite a few glasses, except they gave us like a half bottle. Like, I don't know. It was
you gave us what I ordered, right? It was a half bottle. Yeah, there was Moët Chandon, one of the most popular, it's mass produced, like large, not mass produced, large volume, but very solid, very consistent. But when you talk about something unique, this, like I said, like this will blind taste side by side. I bet you everything I have that a glass of 13th Street Premier Cuvée will absolutely overshadow Moët Chandon, no questions asked. It's no doubt in my mind. Superior, more complex, more terroir definition. This is outstanding. So let's talk a
I
little
love
bit
it
about
because it's right from our own terroir. I mean, we're gonna go to where this wine comes from in a couple months. June 24th, we have our members party out that way, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're starting to get lots of emails from all over the country. People are asking more questions. People are wanting more detail. So it's coming together. Sorry, we haven't made any progress in the last 10 days. We are slammed with our move. Now we are moved. We're not all on box, that's for sure, but we're moved. So more development and more, we're going to be more set on every single aspect on each of the two parties that's coming up in June the 3rd and June 24th. June the 3rd at Black Market Wine Company in Caledon, BC, and June 24th at Bellaterra Vineyard in Niagara on the lake. So these are two members party, and it's not going to be, well, it's going to be like focus on these two wineries the night of, but we try to make a little bit of a weekend out of it, or a little bit of a couple days. Hopefully the day prior to the members party, we are going to be able to do a Niagara tour. We're looking to rent a bus, maybe 15 spots that we can fill to take with us, 15 members. And I'm looking at I would love to go visit Suan, to be honest with you. I would like to have my Riesling fixed. And I'd like to go visit Suan. I would definitely like to go visit Iceller. I would
And
like
frankly,
to go,
13th Street.
that's what I'm thinking, right? Like go visit JP at 13th Street. I think these are three.
And 13th Street has those butter tarts and their little restaurant. Maybe we can do lunch there. That's my hope.
I think so. And if we can squeeze after Suan, maybe something like Westcott, like I don't know. But anyway, so the day before the party, and I just now Marcel is on vacation himself. Marcel is in Germany, so there's not a whole lot of progress in terms of more details on our party in Niagara. But before he left, he confirmed that we're going to do something pretty cool before the members party. So we're planning to start the members party at 6 o'clock. And we confirmed that at 3:00 p.m., we're going to do a vertical tasting with Fred, the Profio. Fred is the winemaker since the beginning of Bellaterra. He made every single freaking vintage of these wines at Bellaterra. So we're going to do a vertical tasting, probably surely, 100% sure, of Cabernet Franc, Bellaterra Cap Franc. I don't know how many vintages, but we're going to do a vertical tasting with Fred at 3 o'clock. And at 4:30, Lou's going to take us on the vineyard tour after the vertical tasting before we start the members party. So this is a little bit of a details that we have nailed down for the party. So yeah, so pretty cool. And what we want to do, a Bellaterra wine, little guided tasting between Bellaterra wine and Black Market wine, because we're going to have some of the Black Market wine available in Ontario for that party. So that's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. What do you think of that?
I can't wait because there's so many of you guys. We've been hanging out with so many of you for Wine Wednesday every week for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks in the pandemic. And I feel like I know you people because I see your name, I see your faces. We chat so much on the VIP group, on Facebook. But yeah, we've never actually met in person.
I know. How about a savoring station?
So yes, that's one way to get to know people.
Huh?
Savoring station. Let me see if I can get a picture of what this looks like for those of you that are curious.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do. A savoring station. You hit the sword. In the case of a bubbly, probably Bellaterra sparkling, you purchase your bottle. You can savor bottles right on site safely. So I think it can be cool. I know that Lou's going to bring the big harvesting tractor nearby in the area, so we can take some cool pictures. But we're going to have a stunning view because we're going to be right by the pond, looking for kind of a family style dinner in there as well. So it should be a heck of a party. So Niagara-on-the-Lake, June 24th, that's what we are doing. That's what we're planning. More details coming slowly. We need to set the price, make sure that it doesn't cost Bellaterra an arm and a leg to host us down there. But I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to go back home with a bottle of Carl's Wine Club Members Red in your box.
Goodie bags. Yeah.
A little goodie bag.
We'll see what other goodies and treats we can come up with to take home.
I'm sure you can find that out.
Totally. What was I going to say? Oh, so the savoring station, yes, for the party. Oh, it'd be good to know if someone owns a really cool savoring knife, because we would love to bring one, but I don't think they'll let us bring it anywhere near the airplane, right?
I don't think so. And the problem is we're going to be pretty busy down there. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find one, go shopping in Niagara for a savoring. So great question, Mira. If anyone who are listening and have a savoring a knife, we would like to know. We would like to know. We would like to borrow.
When we send the save the date, maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Someone has one in Niagara. They would be willing to loan, rent, trade for wine. I don't know.
Yeah. And the opposite. So this is for the 24th. So that's going to be awesome. And Rob Amersley and Michelle are going to be flying out to Niagara. And I have a feeling that he's going to be part of the bus tasting with us the day before.
So what we're talking about is the people that won the BC Members' Choice Award, Black Market Winery, the winemaker, and Rob Hammersley, his wife Michelle. They're going to fly out to our Ontario Members' Choice Winery, and vice versa.
Well, that's the good part, because Marcel, Lou, and Fred are flying out early June to travel the Okanagan, and they're going to be at the Carl's Wine Club BC party at Black Market Company. So that is darn cool. So we're going to be tasting wine right overlooking the Skaha Lake at Black Market, where there's a stunning view, one of my favorite spots in the Okanagan. And our friends from Ontario are going to be there. And I heard through the grapevines that they're shipping some wine over so we can sip some of their Ontario wine overlooking Skaha Lake side by side with Rob's wine. So that's going to be a heck of an experience. Working on some, maybe a barrel tasting or some sort. So yeah. So these are some of the, and I would like to, the day before, just like we're doing with Ontario, the day before, I would like to organize a tour, maybe on the Naramata Bench, maybe on the Golden Mile, something like that, like going to do 3 or 4 wineries the day before. So let's throw some spaghetti on the wall here. How about we see Maverick, Tinhorn, because they have a new library launch right now, so we can do the library tasting, and Intersection. something like that.
Something like that. So that would mean going down south.
That would mean going down south. Or we can do the bench, where we can do moraine, hillside, and like one of the upper bench, obviously. So area 3, but the bench, the wineries are so close from each other. Maybe we can sneak 4 during the day. So yeah.
Always, where do we have lunch? And oh my gosh, do you remember that paella we had at the Silva?
Oh yes. So that's yeah. Okay, we have to
best
do the
paella in the Okanagan, maybe in the BC, maybe in the country. I don't know.
Okay, really okay, yeah. That's all. The Silva should be on the list. So okay.
Lots of good ones. So I think we might need 2 days of touring in BC. I don't know. Let's see how many people are interested, and if they want to.
Guess what? In this touring, I guess that we're gonna have Lou and Marcel with us because they're here anyway, and we're touring them around anyway.
Yes. Yes. So we might as well have members join us. This is the best kind of touring, guys. By the way, this is not like, hop on, hop off a bus and go in and spend 20 minutes in the tasting room. This is like meet the winemaker, meet the people behind it, walk through the vineyard with a glass of wine, see the newest vintage in barrel and maybe taste it. This is like the real deal. This is the stuff that I feel guilty because every time we go to a winery, we get this treatment, and it's hard to convey it if you're not there with us. I try and do some videos and stuff, but it doesn't do it justice. This is like life experience, amazing stuff. It's really cool.
You feel guilty?
Yeah, I'm like, I want more people to experience this.
Yeah, okay, fine. I feel guilty too. Okay. So that's about Carl's Wine Club. The planning is on the way. More and more detail are coming out every week. So here we are now. Let's talk 13th Street because we have a stunning lineup here this week, and we've been working with DP's wine for a while now. It's been almost since we started.
Yeah, this was probably like the 5th winery that we featured, maybe the 4th.
I think so.
Maybe the 3rd.
I think it was our first Ontario winery.
I think you're right.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was our first Ontario winery. Yeah. And still to this day, we love working with them. They are absolutely fantastic. Their customer service is like paramount. Their team is awesome. And to me, it's about the portfolio. They have a diversified portfolio. You can find pretty much everything in there. The price points are fantastic.
Really good.
The quality is up there. So I would like, and I think like when we talk about like JP, some of his top bottling that he does year in and year out is our Cap Franc, because he does three bottling of Cap Franc. He does the regular Cap Franc, and this year at $24.95 had 93 points Carl's Wine Club, 94 points at Gold Medal Wine Line. We're almost out of stock because this wine is from the historical 2020 vintage. So this wine absolutely is one of the gems of the year. So for Cap Franc lover, this is the bottle to get. And also he does this one. He does the reserve Cap Franc when we talk about something serious, something more earthy. And also he does the Essence Cabernet Franc. Essence is the top of the line label, where it's aged way longer. It's only the best bunches. So the Essence is more expensive, but also much, much more serious. So 3 different Cap Francs. You can find the 3 of these in the lineup this week. And he also has the Cap Franc Rosé. So Cap Franc Rosé Expression that we're gonna have, and what we're gonna open for Cabernet for Rosé Day this year. So Cap Franc, one of the strength of 13th Street portfolio, no doubt about that. So
And
this,
I think they're also, like you said, so that's the Cab Franc, hey?
yeah,
They're
that's
also
the,
really well known for Gamay and sparkling, right?
so also very well known for Gamay. So he does two single vineyard Gamay, the Witty Gamay and the Sandstone Gamay. Also, he does a generic Gamay, like a $20 entry level Gamay, who's absolutely Beaujolais style with the I would say the Niagara flair into it. He does a Gamay bubbly, traditional method Gamay bubbly. We tasted that together in Osoyoos after a trip to the ski hill. We opened that in the hotel room. A fantastic Gamay bubbly. I gave it a 92 point. I love that. He does Gamay Vin Gris. The bottle, you have it right in front of you. And he does also, I believe that he does Essence Gamay as well. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so Gamay, another strength of their portfolio. JP loves working with Gamay, and he does Gamay Rosé. So another strength of this portfolio is Chardonnay. He's from Chablis, for God's sake. He is from the Mecca of Chardonnay, from Burgundy, born and raised in the sub-appellation of Chablis. So, sorry. Oof.
Sneeze?
Yeah. Just getting used to the carpet.
The allergies, right?
Just getting used to the carpet in the new house.
Right.
So another strength is Chardonnay. People know my passion, my love for Chardonnay, and I love what JP does with this Chardonnay. So you got this regular Chard that I just gave 91 points, but the regular, it's the June Vineyard Chardonnay, unoaked, just pure, authentic, and the great terroir of Creek Shores appellation. Love the minerality. I love the texture. The malolactic fermentation just give that creaminess. So I love the June single vineyard. It's $22 Chardonnay, $21.95. 91 points, fantastic. He does also the regular Chardonnay at like $19.95, and he does the Vice Check Vineyard Chardonnay, top premium. Last year at Chardonnay Day, it was in the top 5 Chardonnay across the country. Like this one is laser focused. This one is green apple, but some tropical in the back end, like really a little bit more like a Burgundian style Chardonnay. So the Vice Check is very impressive. And that's before we turn into the bubbly of Chardonnay with this Blanc de Blanc. And there's 60% Chardonnay in the Premier Cuvée. Another good splash of Chardonnay in the Grand Cuvée. So JP works with Chardonnay in many different ways. So, and all of them are very affordable. So I love what he does with Chardonnay.
This is one of the very few packs that we've seen with such quality of wine at under 140, including tax.
135 including tax.
Yeah, 135.70, I think, including tax deposits.
Including tax. And if you're in Ontario, it's free shipping. So there's like
the rest of the country, it's reduced shipping, less than it costs, like way less than it costs, and
half of what it costs. At least.
Yeah, and if you order, I think $250 or something like that, then it's free as well. So
yeah,
pretty good deal.
Yeah, so like put it that way, okay? These days, like you order, let's say you live in Ontario, you got 6 bottles of wine for $136, tax in, shipped to your door, no extra cost. This is a dark, and 6 good bottles of wine.
Great bottles.
So yeah.
Yes, amazing. Hey, I have to be right back. Can you guys hear the sprinkler in the background? I love that.
I hear it a little bit, but
I love that. It's spring. That is the best. I have to buy
the Daryl is drinking Westcott 2020 Pinot Noir Rosé here. So hope you like, yeah, love it, Daryl. I really enjoyed that bottle as well. Is it the Delphine that you're drinking or the Westcott label? I don't believe that I had the Westcott, though. I just had the Delphine rosé. So yeah, here my rosé, Daryl, is the 13th Street Vin Gris of Gamay from 13th Street, 2021 vintage, brand new. So really well made. I love the complexity of that. There's a great snap of acidity, that cranberry, that raspberry as well, but a nose of cherry and melon. This is really pretty, but this is fresh. It's vibrant. So I really love that. So let's keep talking about the portfolio of 13th Street. So we touch on Cap Franc, and deservedly so, because it's probably the best grape that they're doing overall in terms of quality, in terms of different level of bottling. So we talk about Cap Franc, we talk about Chardonnay, we talked about Gamay, and now let's talk about a little bit about, like, because they also do Meritage, they also do Merlot, they also do, where's that bottle? That's what I want to talk about. So this is the Cab Merlot, the 2019 Cab Merlot. This is a $21 bottle of wine that I think absolutely blow is price point out of the water. This over deliver big time. I think it's like 40. What's the percentage here? 53% Cab Sauv and 47% Merlot. Okay, it feels, when I tasted that, and one of the first thing that I told Mira is, geez, it feels like a South Okanagan wine. With the richness and the ripeness of this, I felt like if it was a South Okanagan, especially for the 2019 vintage. 19 in Niagara delivered many great Pinots. But in terms of big grape varietal, the late ripening, like Cab Sauv and Merlot, 19 was not the vintage of the century. Let's put it that way. It was way colder. It was a little tougher. So we didn't get the same ripeness. But this wine, geez moly, that it delivers for the $21.95. I believe that it's not a $16 like Burnship Bay. But it's $21, but it delivers for $27. This is the perfect barbecue wine. There's nothing green in there. There's perfect ripeness. There's cassis, a lot of cassis, dark cherry, cocoa, mocha, cappuccino, all of these kind of, and a nice spice. The length is good. So get me that with a steak on the barbecue. I'm a happy camper, that's for sure.
Hey, Dave Chouinard is asking, do they make Petite Syrah? I'm thinking he's asking if 13th Street does. And I haven't seen that one. Have you?
No, they don't. No. They don't. I would be curious to know who does Petite Syrah from Ontario. If there's any. If there's any, I would suggest that it's from the lake, the Lake Erie North Shore appellation, maybe something.
Well, I'm going to Google it. But Petite Syrah, I think this is the one you were telling me. It says Syrah in the name, but it's not actually a Syrah, right?
Yeah, it's the Petit Syrah has nothing to do with Syrah. It's like
Nothing
it's maybe like the third cousin of Syrah. But it's no, and it's dark, it's inky, it's a little bit, I would say, it's closer to the Petit Verdot than it would be to the but it's juicier than the Petit Verdot, heavier, less acidity. So no, there's no Petit Syrah in Jean-Pierre's portfolio. And yeah, to be honest,
I'm Googling it. I'm not seeing anything come up right away. Like everything I'm seeing is from California, but
yeah, maybe if so big head we might do a Petit Syrah because there's some of the only one crazy enough to go that route. But yeah, on top of my head, I have no idea.
yeah,
David,
if
you know anyone from Ontario, definitely not from Prince Edward County, I would lose my shirt if someone tells me that there's Petit Syrah growing in the Prince Edward County. Pretty much impossible. So, but from Niagara, I don't believe so. I don't think so. But we never know. So no, the answer is no. They don't do Petit Syrah. I think they keep focus on the mainstream, and yeah, Gamay, Cab Franc, Riesling, Chardonnay for white. They also do a Viognier, and the Viognier they do, it's pretty darn good. I really enjoyed it. I give it a 91 point for its richness, for its roundness. It's very round. It's floral. There's tropical fruit as well. This with the fish stew, it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I have another bottle here. Maybe we should have that tonight. So it's a 2019 vintage here on the offer. So we have a very, very, very versatile offer.
You got it.
So I was sorry, I was just reading Daryl's comments here.
No,
so
yeah. I don't know them either. I just tried Googling it, Daryl and Dave, and nothing came up right away. So, yeah, if you guys know, Dave, if you know of a Petit Syrah in Ontario, would there be one maybe in BC, Carl, you think?
There's a couple who does Zinfandel, Petit Verdots coming out stronger and stronger every year. Petit Syrah in BC, do I know any?
I've never heard
of my head, maybe from the Sinil Camine, but nothing really is Ross. No, Ross does a Zinfandel, doesn't do a Petit Syrah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from BC either. So, oh well, you never know. We'll
never
see.
know. Daryl says yes to BC. Okay, maybe, but who? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to look, but we haven't found them yet. We scoured.
I think said the 800 wine last year, 650 the year before, all Canadian. So we're near 1,500, and I've not tasted one Canadian Petit Syrah. That is for sure. But hey, I'll keep my eye open. Definitely, I'll definitely keep my eye open. Hopefully, we can find something. Yeah.
Always fun to discover these. So we had the Nebbiolo and a Barbera for the first time from Canada a few weeks ago. That was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how many members purchased these bottles because we put them as a bonus pick with Mouchadre.
They weren't inexpensive.
Right? At $80 a pop, like it's not cheap. So we put them in. I was so surprised how many people went for it.
Yeah, it sure is a novelty though. It sure is interesting just to see. And that's exactly what that winery did. They just wanted to see. They planted 1 acre, I think, of each. So
yeah,
it's more like an innovation.
Oh, that was like 60 cases produced of each, right? So
no, less. I think it was like 37.
Oh, there you go.
It was like 1 barrel of each. Yeah, it was just to see like whether the terroir can can do it or not, and it did, but it probably isn't as easy as many of the other varietals, right? So you probably won't see that en masse at any point soon, but it's a really neat thing to taste and see what it's like.
That vin gris of Gamay is becoming even better and better when it warms up.
This was one of the most interesting wines we have had in a very, very long time. This vin gris.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not a fan of orange wine, to be honest with you. Like, there's very little amount of orange wine. It was a wow for me. Sometimes too much. It's weird. It's geeky, and it's just like gets too weird. But
this is not really orange, though.
No, this is not an orange wine. This is with it's a red grape. So it's not an orange wine by definition. Orange wine is made with a white grape. It's a white grape made red style. That's what an orange wine is. So,
and a vin gris is a red wine made white style.
Painted rock. Huh. So,
the red icon has Petite Syrah in it. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There you go. That's super interesting.
Wow. Oh, I'm absolutely flabbergasted here. I never thought that because Painted Rock does only estate fruit, so they're right across.
That was 2009. I was like, what do you mean? We tasted it and we didn't notice it? No, it was 2009. I don't think they have that in their more recent one that we tasted.
Huh. But where the grapes are coming from, that's a question, right? Because
well, maybe back then it wasn't all estate, right? Because we're talking like 14 years ago.
Oh, I get that, but this should, like, it has to be from the Okanagan. So somewhere in the Okanagan, so someone grows it somewhere in the Okanagan. If it's not estate grown at Painted Rock on the Skaha bench, so that's pretty interesting. I will definitely contact Lauren and Lauren Skinner just to see to have a little bit more information here, because Dave, you open a can of worms here.
Not a can of worms. He opened a Pandora's box, or we're excited. We're excited to find all these little novels.
Yeah, why not, right? If I have to taste 850 wines, might as well has tried to find one with Petite Syrah in it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
So this is all about, we just had that conversation the last 30 minutes about the portfolio of 13th Street. If you want my opinion, my personal opinion, if I go somewhere and I look for 13th Street label, first and foremost, it's for sparkling. My first idea is, if I look for a top sparkling in the country, I will look for a 13th Street. Second, I will look between a Cab Franc and a Chardonnay. To me, this is the second varietal that he does at a very high level, and also Gamay. I'm not the type guy who naturally attracted or dragged towards Gamay, but I love some good, authentic, terroir-driven Gamay. I can enjoy that very well. Doesn't have to be as a red wine. I like the Gamay Rosé a lot. I like the Gamay Sparkling. So great job. The June
and the Gamay Vin Gris.
Or the Gamay Vin Gris. Absolutely. You got it. You got it. So to me, there's 3 Rockstar bottles on that pack. There's multiple very solid wine. There's 91 points. But there's 3 Rockstars. There's number 1, the Première Cuvée 2015 top Rockstar. I'm telling you, it's probably going to be on the top one of my top 10 wine of the year. This is that good. Second, it's my 93 points $24 Cabernet Franc. This is single vineyard June's Vineyard from the Lake Shores, the Shore Creeks, the Creek Shores appellation, sorry. So that won gold at the All Canadian. That was 93 points by Wine Align as well. So I'm not the only one to have really liked it. It's sold out at the winery. There's no more of that. There's only 22 bottles left with us as well. So hopefully we can make it. We can make it.
Funny story. Funny story. We were tasting it, and Carl's like, "Oh, there's a little spice at the end, but other than that, the oak is so well integrated for such a new wine. You can barely tell there's oak in there." And then we were like, "Oh, there is no oak, so it's unoaked."
Unoaked Cab Franc, and it's so funny that you bring the point, Mira, because like first when I smell it, I'm like, wow. If you look at my tasting notes, yes. The first sentence is Cab Franc for Cab Franc lover, for Cab Franc lover. It was it was so Cab Franc on the nose. It was violet. It was earthy. It was so Cab Franc on the nose, and I tasted it. There's richness. It was creamy. It was rich, powerful, and there's a nice spice. I'm like, wow. I love how well integrated the oak is right away. I can barely notice it. And I got a call from the winery. Say, yeah, you're right. You can barely notice it. There's none in there. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, fun fact here. I got pretty tricked by the 2020 vintage of the century. Yeah. So that's Rockstar number 2, and Rockstar number 3. That's my value wine here. That Cab Merlot, like I mentioned. Like many times, I thought it tastes like a South Okanagan value wine, but with the Niagara pricing. That's what I like, because if you notice, entry-level wines can be a better deal with Ontario than it is with BC. Entry-level wines tend to be more expensive here in BC than they are in Ontario. Production level, right? It's simple math. There's more grapes. There's more. Anyway, this is a $21.95 wine who drinks easily like $27. Fantastic. 53% Capsule, 47% Merlot. Fantastic. So these are my 3 Rockstar wine of that pack. And 3 Rockstar wine on 1 pack doesn't happen every week. So I love 13th Street.
Yeah.
There's my endorsement.
Totally. One of my favorites. And I cannot wait to visit in person this summer. It's going to be so much fun.
Can't wait.
Because they're I mean, they were selected like one of the most picturesque wineries in Canada, because they're not just a winery, they've got like beautiful art everywhere. The owners, longtime farmers in Niagara, right? The Whitty family.
The Whitty family.
The Mann family. I think they used to own some car dealerships in Niagara, and they're really into art. So they have a beautiful art gallery, I think, on site, and there's art throughout the vineyard. And then they have the bakery, and they have a restaurant, and they have on-site accommodation. So if you are coming to the Carl's Wine Club members party and you're planning to come and you haven't booked your accommodation, it's worth checking out if they have one of their 13th Street Winery accommodations available. I know we tried for the big house. The big house is rented that week already, but they might have some of the smaller, like 1 and 2 bedroom suites.
Mira, I leave the screen to you for 1 minute. I'm going to go downstairs to get the next week offer so we can show what we're doing, because next week, for the first time ever, we have something new.
Yeah, something. Well, what do you mean for the first time ever?
That's the first time ever that we do exclusively a rosé pack.
Ah, yes, you're right. That's true.
I would never done that before.
I'll
be back.
Well, hey, Daryl, thanks for finding out about the Petite Syrah in BC. 0.72 acres in BC is what you think they have? That's not a lot. That's very interesting. I'm super curious now to track down like a scavenger hunt which of these wineries. In behind me here is the Naramata bench, so we'll scour that first for Petite Syrah, and then we'll see if we can find that 0.27 acre or 0.72 acre of Petite Syrah. Yes, Joanna, I totally agree. 13th Street Winery is amazing. I love it. Oh, and you even told me where you got that from. Daryl, you're such a good researcher. I love this. Grape acreage report. Well, I'll have to check that out after and see if it tells me the name of the winery. But if it doesn't, that can be our little project for the summer, Carl and I, finding out who owns that little under an acre of Petite Syrah and what they're doing with it these days. Super fun. Good stuff. I can see Carl going into our fridge right now to get those rosés. So yeah, next week, first time ever that we've done only rosés, because there is now a winery in BC that specializes in rosé. I guess he has for quite a while. He's been known as the Rosé King for quite a while, but they just like a week or two ago got their own license, because before he was a consulting winemaker for a lot of other wineries, and he made this personal rosé brand out of one of those wineries. And now he gets to have his own winery and hopefully a tasting room as well. We got to visit it last summer when it wasn't done yet, and now I think it's almost done. So again, this was one of the ones we featured. This was the first winery we ever featured.
First winery ever that we featured in Carl's Wine Club. So
with some of his other wines too, with Daniel Bontrain's other wines as well.
So for the founding members, the people who are with us since day one, it was the absolute first offer that we've ever done. So yeah, we'll never forget that. It was with the 2019, we featured the 2019 Seven Direction. Unfortunately, we had to skip the 2020 vintage because Daniel had so very little grapes and he didn't have enough wine to showcase in Carl's Wine Club. So he's back this year. Not that he has that much wine, though. There's like 145 cases of each. Very little. It was released to his very small mailing list last week, and we are the first outside of his private mailing list to feature that wine, the 2021 vintage of his two rosé Seven Direction. We have the Tractor and Vines Vineyard, who, by the way, is like 5 minutes from our house. I can almost throw a stone in that vineyard. I won't do that. Daniel will get pretty quite mad at me. So 100% Pinot Noir Rosé. I tasted that wine last weekend. Okay, I'll give you a little prelude. 93 plus points, Carl's Wine Club. Half a point lower than the 94 points who got best rosé in my book last year. We didn't have enough to feature 2020, but I was lucky enough to have a couple bottles for Rosé Day.
Yes.
That Tractor and Vine, so all the fruits from the single vineyard in Summerland. So yeah, and the other one is the Fruitable Ridge Vineyard. This is from Oliver, 100% Cabernet Franc Rosé. I have not tasted the Cab Franc yet. It's going to be maybe tonight or tomorrow night that we're going to have a taste of it, and we're going to do the tasting note. But next week, we're doing 3 bottles of each. 3 of Seven Direction Pinot Noir Rosé and 3 of the Cab Franc Rosé. Daniel Bontrain is known as the rosé guy in BC. In my book, he is the best rosé winemaker in the country. He has now made 550 different rosés since 2005.
Holy cow.
This one, this year with Seven Direction, it's been 550 rosé that is made since
That's a lot.
'05, when it started with Le Vieux Pain. After winemaking school, he was hired at Le Vieux Pain as the assistant winemaker, and they gave him a project, work on a rosé. That's how he found his niche. That's how he found his niche right out of the gate. And since then, he learned, he honed his craft, and to me, is the best rosé winemaker in the country. So we are here exclusively at Carl's Wine Club featuring Daniel Bonterin, Seven Direction, Tractor and Vines Pinot Noir Rosé, and Fruitville Ridge Cap Franc Rosé next week. So I am pretty darn thrilled.
Me too. I cannot wait. That'll be awesome. So we'll report back in a day or two once we've tasted.
Absolutely. Let's get 13th Street over tomorrow night. So $135. Say
yes.
Daryl, you're faster, and the link has not been built yet. But you know what, Daryl? I will put a 6-pack aside for you.
Yes.
Because that I think, and also it's probably for the first time we have a limited quantity. Like, it's not like we go like 150 packs, we're gonna run out. So I think there's pretty much 100 orders that we can offer. So yeah, this one is going to be a dogfight. But you know what? That's the beauty to be a VIP, because the VIP are going to get the link on Sunday before anybody else. So on Sunday, that's going to be available. But Daryl, I might send it to you on Saturday night. Maybe. Check for your inbox. We might do a little test with you, Daryl, just to see if it works. Yeah. Our friend, Clay Martin at BC Wine Review tasted it last week as well, and he went even higher than me. He gave that wine 94 points. He gave the Pinot Noir 94 points. The Cap Franc, he gave 91. So let's see what I have. What I have in store. But you know that for me, usually Tractor and Vines always score higher than Fruitville Ridge. But in 2019, Fruitville Ridge was score higher in my tasting notes. Fruitville Ridge was one of my honorable mention in our first year top 10. So I really like this one. I haven't tasted yet. A quick first impression, I think that the 2021 has more texture and has a little bit more weight than 2020 had. Still, lighter style of rosé. This is a rosé press. This is not a blend technique. Daniel does everything the French way. So trust me, if you're looking for a top notch, I think now he's up to, including tax, I think it's $28 a bottle. So yeah, there is for next week. We're pretty thrilled, pretty excited about that. Another
Daryl's saying he's gonna ask his wine wife if they want some. So Daryl has this great idea that other members might be interested in. So he's found other members in his area, and sometimes they split a 6 or 12 pack, so that way you can get the free shipping if there is one when you buy larger quantities. And if there isn't, you can split that shipping fee, whatever it is, $15-20. And then you don't have to worry about ordering minimum 6 to get that free or discounted shipping, because you can maybe have two or three other members also buying. So if you only want 2 or 3 bottles, you could just do that and split them up. Only really works if you guys are within a short drive distance. But another one of the cool things you can do when you come to the members parties in BC or Ontario is meet other members and maybe do that kind of thing later. So
absolutely, because we all need to understand the cost of shipping for wineries is getting exorbitant. The price of shipping is skyrocketing. As much as you have to fill up your truck at home, these delivery company has to fill up their truck as well. Gas is not cheap. The logistic, there's staff shortage. They have to increase their wage. And anyway, there's many. I think that Daryl's wife wine might be Vicky.
Wine wife?
Wine
I don't
wife.
know.
That's my guess. That's my guess here. That's my guess.
We'll give you a prize if you're right. I don't know.
Okay. Do I choose my prize?
Maybe.
Okay, good. Done deal. Yeah. So shipping rates are yep. Yes. Bam. Got it.
All right. You choose your prize later. You tell me.
I'll report back to you guys or not. So yeah. I was talking about shipping price. So yeah, 2 years ago when we started, lots of people were willing to do free shipping, less and less, because it's hard to find a winery partner.
Sometimes it's like $70 or $80 for a winery to ship a 6-pack.
Yeah.
So it's depending on where it is. So and it's a bit of a gamble for them. Sometimes it's only 20 and sometimes it's 80. It's
so
just
keep in mind, if you pay $30 in shipping fees, that's mean that it costs at least 60 to the winery, at least. So yeah, just little side notes here, because it's a big it's not an issue, but it's a big component of the whole concept and the whole direct to consumer. So
yeah, so we're working on solutions. In the meantime,
every single week we try to we're meeting with people
with the wineries to say, please give us a break.
Yeah,
because that's kind of one of the perks of being in this club is that we have a large group of us. There's 10,000 members across the country now, so hopefully a winery sees value in that and helps us out with the shipping a little bit, so we can all be introduced to their wines, because it's scary to buy wine online and then have to pay a huge shipping fee, right? So
yeah. Hey Mira.
Yeah.
My camera here, aka my phone's gonna die in a few seconds, and it's 6:05. We're 5 minutes past the hour.
All right.
I don't know if you have much more in store, but I know that
the bigger problem is I don't have much wine left. Like, there's a teeny bit left here.
I got a good supply. Up here, so I either meet you down there, or we meet, or you meet me up here. So
I think that rosé might need to get open sooner than later. Anyway, it was so nice to see you guys. Oh,
there you go.
Fabulous.
Whoops.
Oh, don't spill it.
7 Direction. That's
Beautiful.
The Critical Ridge Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc Rosé is now open. So Daryl's calling me tease here. So this is open. We're gonna taste it. I'm gonna report back with tasting notes tomorrow night. So
or soon. Tomorrow night is ambitious, Carl. We're in the middle of a move. Maybe Friday to start off the weekend.
That's true. Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, to all of you guys across the country, thanks for joining us again tonight. 13th Street Winery feature pack until tomorrow night. See you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.